Hi everyone. Land Rover plays with the winning formula just enough. The Evoque remains a stylish, accomplished choice. Where amid this balancing act is the 2021 Range Rover Evoque. First, the styling, because all along it's been the chiseled outline that has snared Evoque buyers. So it's no surprise that there are no surprises with the new one. The surfaces are ultra clean. The panels lie naked of unnecessary creases, the lines are tight. The lights and handles lie almost obsessively flush, but there's more depth and detail in those illuminations. The other change is to the proportions, which now enclose a longer wheelbase, good for the people inside, and bigger wheels. You end up with a car that has the distinctiveness of the old one but makes it completely contemporary. Job done. The overall size has hardly changed. Most versions of the Evoque rock a 3-screen infotainment system. 4 if you get a head-up display. The lengthened wheelbase is a clue that this isn't just a reskin of the old car, but an all-new platform. It's all about the usual reasons: to make it ride and handle better, roll along more quietly, crash more safely, embrace more technology. It's made mostly of steel. Why not aluminum? Aluminum sections are bulkier than steel ones, and that wouldn't have been good when space is so in demand. Not just for the people, boot, fuel tank and wheels, all of which have grown, but also for new hybrid batteries. Almost all new Evoques get a 48-volt mild hybrid system. What is it like on the road? It's a Range Rover, and there's no pretense of being sporty. But there's satisfaction to be had from the way it responds to your demands with considered precision. The whole engine range is 2-liter 4-cylinder. Because it's a Land Rover and cross-country ability matters, the Evoque can wade 60 cm depth. Almost every model is 4WD. Diesels are called D150, D180 and D240, petrols are P200, P250 and P300. You can guess their power. Around town it's pretty silent and willing. The mild hybrid system can shut the engine early as you move to a halt, and then restart instantly. It's not a system that gives any extra peak power or torque, but it does help fill in the brief troughs of turbo lag. Out on the open road, performance is effective enough, if a bit buzzy in the mid-ranges. But it never quite feels its 300 horsepower. Mind you, with this car's equipment you're knocking on 1,900 kilograms plus driver. The 9-speed automatic gearbox is far better calibrated than when it first turned up in the last Evoque. Even so, it still acts like a little bunny, hesitant then startled. It'll hold onto a gear too long when you gently open the throttle, then bang down through several ratios. At least it plays cooperatively when you use the paddle shifters. In corners, you just steer. There's some roll, but that helps you gauge what's going on in the near-complete absence of steering feel. Mid-corner bumps don't bother it. The ride isn't soft like a big Range Rovers or Discoveries, but it's pliable and takes away most of the harshness. Switching between damper modes makes only a subtle difference, and in fact auto mode is the best calibrated. Comfort mode doesn't help much. The suspension is quiet so your ears aren't alerting you to the bumps, only your body. Off-road, Land Rover always provides decent clearance and articulation versus rivals, and some handy off-road traction electronics. Range Rover does a fine modern luxe environment. It's a theme of strong minimal rectilinear lines. The infotainment pixels look good and mostly work well. From mid-trim level upwards, it becomes JLR's Touch Pro Duo system, with 2 central screens stacked one above the other. The lower one normally runs climate control. Swipe across and it covers car configuring, the Comfort EcoSport modes and terrain response. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are in the system now. It's well integrated. You can swipe the phone's music track display down onto the lower screen so you can still use the upper one for the built-in navigation. 2 rotate and push knobs set into the lower screen add a welcome tactile aspect. Their function is context-dependent, so the one that's the heat dial in the climate screen becomes the mode change dial in the car screen. Another display-based bit of magic, the optional ground view system. Cameras embedded around the front of the car feed the screen with an image of the area down between and forward of the front wheels. Imagine the bonnet and engine bay were glass. As usual, Range Rover portrays it as an off-road aid, for avoiding boulders and crevasses. IRL you'll use it to steer between city width restrictors without curbing the wheels. The rear view mirror can also be camera linked, showing an image fed from a cam behind the roof aerial. It shows a usefully wide angle. The Evoque's rear glass is tiny, and lets you see past rear passengers or a boot packed to the roof. Under the center armrest lives a deep bin, and there's also storage behind the Duo screen, and big door bins. After all these years, there's still something that makes an Evoque special. The rest of the premium crossover crowd look and feel like taller versions of their maker's regular hatchbacks. By contrast, this is a machine from a lineup that does nothing but luxury off-roaders and does them in its unique and successful way. It's not the roomiest thing. For sure it's not the sportiest in the posh crossover class. But do you want that in this type of car? We habitually advise that you don't. Rather, sink into the cabin, relax with the well-matured road manners and feel coddled in a sense of well-being. Thanks for watching.